Hello, my sacred and intuitive Scorpio souls, and welcome back to the Mystic Astrozen, your sanctuary for healing, transformation, and cosmic truth. If you've been feeling a strange pull in your chest lately, like something or someone is trying to get your attention, then you're in the right place. This message was meant to find you. Your intuition, Scorpio, is calling louder than ever, and the universe is aligning divine connections in your path. But not all energy is pure, and today, we're diving into something powerful. 3 people you're being divinely guided to trust this season, and one who's silently draining your light. So take a deep breath, tune into the whispers within you, and let's begin this soul journey together. Before we open this sacred insight, if you've ever felt like this channel speaks directly to your soul, like it knows things you've been afraid to admit even to yourself, then that's not a coincidence. It's resonance. It means you belong here. Your spirit was guided here for a reason. So if something stirs in you as you watch, I invite you to stay until the very end. Subscribe not just with a click, but with intention to receive only what serves your highest truth. Here, we don't chase followers, we call in soul family. And if you feel that, you're already part of it. Now, Scorpio, let's talk about your gift. You are one of the most intuitive signs of the zodiac. Some say psychic, others say emotionally genius. But this month, with the full moon in Capricorn illuminating your 8th house and Pluto whispering from the shadows, your intuition is turning into a spiritual siren. It's warning you, guiding you, preparing you. And in this energy, 3 people are about to become the keys to your next transformation, while one, hidden behind charm, may be pulling you off your path. Let's uncover the truth. You've always known, Scorpio. That truth doesn't shout, it whispers. It comes in dreams, gut feelings, body chills, sudden silences, and the way someone's energy shifts when they walk into a room. You don't need proof, you feel it. That's the depth of your gift. While others get lost in logic, you're swimming through emotion, instinct, and soul-level knowing. But with this intuitive gift comes a challenge. It's hard to trust, because you've been betrayed before, loved too deeply, believed too fiercely in someone who didn't deserve to touch your truth. And so you learn to protect yourself, building walls of silence and solitude. But now, the universe is asking you to do something radical to trust again. Not blindly, not foolishly, but with discernment and sacred awareness. Right now, cosmic forces are shifting. The full moon is exposing hidden truths. Mars is activating your desires. Pluto, your ruler, is resurrecting your power from old ashes. You're being nudged to pay close attention to the people around you. 3 of them are walking anchors for your destiny, mirrors of clarity sent by the universe to help you navigate the next phase of your evolution. They carry keys to parts of your soul you've forgotten. Their presence is not random, it's a divine appointment. And when you listen closely, you'll feel it. The stillness in your chest when you're with them, the deep breath your spirit takes in their company. These are the people your intuition has already marked as sacred. But there's one more person, and this is the one you need to beware of. Because their energy is disguised. They wear the right words, offer smiles, maybe even praise you to gain your trust. But something always feels off. You leave conversations drained, confused, questioning yourself. That's not your fault, that's their distortion. And your intuition has been screaming softly. You just didn't want to believe it. But now, It's time to trust yourself again. This message is not just a reading, it's a reckoning. So as we begin to reveal these 3 trusted energies, and the one to avoid, stay present. Don't rush. To figure out who they are, let the wisdom unfold. Your soul already knows. Let's step into the first person who holds a key to your next breakthrough. The first person you're being divinely guided to trust, Scorpio, is the seasoned mentor, the one whose words don't just land in your mind, but ripple through your soul. This isn't always someone with a formal title or spiritual robe. Sometimes, it's the quiet teacher who's walked a similar path before you, the one whose presence calms your chaos, whose advice pierces through your fog with a kind of clarity that feels ancient. This mentor carries the vibration of wisdom, not ego. When they speak, it's not about impressing you. It's about awakening you. You might already know who they are. They could be an elder, a spiritual coach, a teacher, or even an intuitive friend who seems to channel higher guidance when you're most lost. You often hear their voice long after the conversation ends. They challenge your fears, not your worth. They remind you of your power when you're too tired to carry it. And most importantly, they see you without needing you to explain yourself. That kind of recognition is rare and sacred. This person holds up a mirror that doesn't distort you. Instead, they reflect the version of you that you're becoming. They don't flatter. They don't coddle. But they speak to the part of you that knows there's more waiting beyond the wounds. You feel safe around them because they don't demand access, they earn it. They've been placed in your life for this season not to fix you, but to activate you. When you're around them, your intuition doesn't whisper, it opens. You feel more like yourself. You think clearer. You breathe deeper. And that's not by accident, that's alignment. This mentor may not always be available at your convenience, but when they appear, their timing is divine. They might offer a single sentence that changes the trajectory of your week or your life. Listen when they speak. Their guidance is not surface level, it's soul deep. And your higher self is already leaning toward them, asking you to receive. You don't need to fear their influence, because they don't want control. They want your liberation. This is the first voice you must trust. Let's now move to the second, the soul-deep friend, the one who feels your truth even when you can't speak it aloud. The second person you're being called to trust, Scorpio, is the soul-deep friend, the one whose presence feels like a sanctuary, even in silence. This isn't just someone you hang out with or chat about surface-level things. This is the person who sees behind your mask, the one who hears the pain behind your "I'm fine." With them, you don't have to explain the storm, you just exhale, and they understand. This friend might not have all the right words, but they carry the right energy. They don't try to fix you. They simply sit with you in the fire until you remember your strength. They hold space when you're unraveling, and somehow their presence doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like peace. You may have known this person for years, or they may have only recently entered your life, but time isn't the measure here. It's depth. You feel connected to them beyond logic. There's a spiritual familiarity, like you've met them in another lifetime. And maybe you have. This soul friend reflects your essence when you forget who you are. They affirm your intuition by trusting it too, often without even realizing it. When you say, "I don't know why, but I feel," they don't ask you to justify it. They simply nod because they felt it too. They're the ones who text you at the exact moment you need reassurance. They remind you that you're not crazy for sensing things that others can't see. This friendship is a sacred mirror. Sometimes they challenge you, but never to break you, only to bring you back to your truth. You've cried with them, laughed until you couldn't breathe, had unspoken conversations with just a glance. And in a world that often misunderstands the depth of a Scorpio heart, this person sees you completely. Your soul knows it's safe with them. And that safety is not just emotional, it's spiritual. In this next chapter, you are being nudged to lean into that connection. Don't isolate when your emotions rise. Reach for this friend. Let their voice anchor you when your waters feel wild. Because they are not just your friend, they're your mirror, your reminder, your guide. And now, Scorpio, it's time to uncover the third sacred voice, the one that lives in your bloodline, in your roots, in your ancestral memory. The third sacred voice you're being called to trust, Scorpio, is the guardian within your bloodline, the family member whose love has never wavered, even when everything else felt like it was falling apart. This isn't always the loudest person in your home, or the one who's constantly around. Sometimes it's the quiet protector, the grandparent, who prayed over your name before you were born, the sibling who always checked in without asking too many questions, the parent whose wisdom lives in their actions more than their words. They may not always understand your complexity, but their love speaks in a language your soul recognizes. You feel them in the way they hold space for you, in the way they look at you, like they already know what you're carrying. This is the person who remembers your essence when you've forgotten it yourself. Maybe it's the aunt who always sensed when something was wrong, or the cousin who shows up at just the right moment with no explanation needed. Their presence doesn't demand anything. It simply reminds you that you're not alone. You felt them watching over you in moments when you almost gave up, sending strength you didn't even realize you were receiving. For some, this guardian may no longer be physically here, but their energy remains strong and protective, guiding you through dreams, sudden memories, or that feeling that someone's with you when you're most vulnerable. This isn't just about blood, it's about soul lineage. They were placed in your life to be a pillar when the world shakes. And right now, your intuition is asking you to listen to them more closely. They may offer advice that seems simple on the surface, but holds ancient truth underneath. When they speak, the wisdom carries the weight of generations. Trust their instincts. They've walked longer roads, faced deeper storms, and their guidance is not coincidence. It's sacred inheritance. Their love is your armor. Their insight is a map. And their presence, whether physical or spiritual, is a reminder that you are deeply rooted, deeply loved, and never without support. But as you hold these three sacred connections close, there's still a hidden presence you must confront, the one who wears the mask of trust, yet secretly drains your light. And your intuition? It's already been warning you. Let's reveal who that is. Now, Scorpio, as we honor the three sacred voices guiding your path, we must turn to the shadow, the one presence that seems supportive on the surface, yet something about them unsettles your spirit. This is the false light, the person who wears a mask of warmth, but whose energy leaves you questioning yourself. You may have ignored the signs because you wanted to believe in them. You hoped their kindness was genuine, that their presence in your life had meaning. But deep down, your intuition has been speaking quietly at first, then louder in subtle nudges, dreams, or discomfort in your chest after every interaction. This individual may compliment you, uplift you publicly, even defend you, yet somehow, they always redirect the spotlight to themselves. Their advice seems helpful, but it subtly chips away at your confidence. Their support feels conditional, and you notice that when you're thriving, they grow distant or critical. When you're vulnerable, they offer concern that feels more like control. Scorpio, you have a gift for sensing energy shifts, even the unspoken ones. And with this person, the energy feels tangled, like you're being pulled into something that dims your light. You might feel emotionally exhausted after seeing them, even if the conversation seemed normal. You replay their words later, unsure. Why they left a sting? That confusion? That's your intuition trying to untangle deception wrapped in charm. And the hardest part? This person may be someone close, a friend, colleague, or even a romantic connection. You wanted to trust them. But the truth is, their presence has been clouding your clarity. It's time to release the guilt of walking away. Protecting your peace doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. Not everyone who smiles at you is safe. And not everyone who claps for you wants you to rise. Your spirit has known this all along. This is not about judgment, it's about discernment. And Scorpio, no one sees through illusions like you do when you finally choose to. So listen to your body, your dreams, the part of you that always knows. The false light can only thrive when you doubt your own. But the moment you remember who you are, their influence fades. Now, let's talk about how to sharpen that inner radar even more, so you never miss a sign again. To strengthen your intuition, Scorpio, is to return home to yourself. Your inner radar, the one that senses truth before words are spoken, has always been there, waiting for your attention. But life, betrayal, and noise can dull it. Now, the universe is asking you to clear the static and tune in again. Begin by creating stillness in your life. Even just 5 minutes a day of silence, breath work, or closing your eyes with one hand on your heart can reconnect you to your deepest knowing. You don't need elaborate rituals. Your soul only asks for presence. Keep a dream journal by your bed. The messages you receive in dreams right now are potent. Record the symbols, the emotions, the people who show up. These are not random. They are echoes of what your conscious mind can't always access. You can also practice intuitive journaling. Ask your higher self a question and write whatever flows without censoring. You'll be amazed at the wisdom that comes through. If you feel called, work with divination tools, tarot, pendulums, or even astrology apps. But remember, these tools are not here to replace your intuition. They're here to amplify it. Let them serve as mirrors, not masters. Another powerful practice is energy check-ins. Before and after being around someone, close your eyes and ask, do I feel lighter or heavier? Your body will never lie. And if you've been feeling drained lately, it's a sign that someone or something is misaligned with your spirit. You can also call in protection. Imagine a golden light surrounding you, affirming, only truth enters my space. Only love remains. And finally, Scorpio, forgive yourself for the times you ignored your gut. That wasn't weakness, that was learning. Every misstep was refining your discernment. You're not starting from scratch, you're returning to a place of deep clarity. Your intuition is not a guessing game. It's a sacred instrument. And the more you honor it, the louder it speaks. You were born to navigate unseen realms. You feel what others miss. And when you trust that gift, you walk in power, not fear. Next, we'll talk about why trusting again feels so scary and how to open your heart without losing your armor. Trusting again, Scorpio, can feel like walking barefoot across broken glass, especially when your heart has been betrayed by those you once held closest. You don't trust easily, and when you do, it's with your entire being. That's why the wounds cut so deep. But what if I told you that your fear of trusting again isn't weakness? It's wisdom calling for discernment, not isolation. It's okay to be cautious. It's okay to take your time. But it's not okay to let your pain become a prison. Scorpio, you were never meant to live behind emotional walls so thick that even light can't enter. Vulnerability is not the absence of protection, it's the courage to show up, even when you're unsure. When you fear trusting someone, pause and ask, is this fear from the past, or is my body giving me new information? Not all fear is intuition. Sometimes it's trauma, echoing through time. But when the energy is right, when the connection feels safe, you'll notice something subtle but profound. Your body relaxes. Your breath deepens. You don't feel the need to perform, explain, or shrink. That's the space where trust can grow. Start small. Let someone show up consistently. Let their energy speak louder than their words. You don't have to hand over your soul. You just need to open the door enough to let light in. And when it gets scary, remind yourself, you are not who you were when you were hurt. You've grown. You've changed. You now have boundaries, intuition, and power. The Scorpio version of you today isn't naive, it's discerning. You can protect yourself and let love in. Both can exist. Let your past be your teacher, not your captor. You deserve connection that doesn't require you to bleed for it. Trust is a bridge, not a trap. And when you walk that bridge slowly, with awareness, it can lead you to something beautiful. In the next part, we'll explore how the universe confirms your path through signs, symbols, and synchronicities, guiding you to the people who are meant to walk beside you. The universe is always speaking to you, Scorpio, not with loud declarations, but with quiet, powerful signs. When your logical mind is uncertain, your spiritual path will often be lit by synchronicities. Those repeating numbers, sudden dreams, feathers at your feet, names whispered in passing, or even the feeling that someone's watching over you. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. When you're wondering who to trust, pay attention to the patterns. Do certain people show up just as you're asking for guidance? Do you hear the same phrase from different sources within hours? Do you dream of someone days before they reach out? These are signals, divine breadcrumbs pointing you home. One of the most powerful ways the universe confirms alignment is through energy. After you spend time with someone, check your body. Do you feel calm, energized, open, or anxious, drained, confused? Your nervous system is your first psychic tool. The person who helps your body soften is likely someone your soul trusts. Keep a small journal of signs, moments that felt like divine timing. Maybe a song lyric hits your heart, or a stranger says something you needed to hear. These clues aren't random, they're love notes from the cosmos. Scorpio, you are ruled by Pluto, the planet of the unseen. You don't need loud answers, you thrive in the space between. When a sign appears, you'll feel it not as excitement, but as a deep yes in your bones. And when the energy is wrong, your spirit recoils before your mind can catch up. Trust that. The universe will never stop guiding you, but it requires your stillness to be heard. Ask for confirmation, and then let go. The signs will come not always how you expect, but always when you need them. And as they do, you'll begin to see who truly walks in harmony with your destiny. Let the signs lead you, not just to safety but to connection, healing, and purpose. Because you are not meant to walk this path alone. And now, let's bring it all together, because your intuition, Scorpio, is more than a gift. It is your superpower. Let's close this journey with a message your soul has been waiting for. Scorpio, let this be your reminder. Your intuition isn't just a whisper, it's the language of your soul. It has never failed you. Even in moments when you felt lost or betrayed, it was there, trying to guide you home. Today, you've uncovered the 3 sacred voices meant to support your next transformation. The mentor who sees your highest potential, the soul-deep friend who anchors your truth, and the guardian from your bloodline whose love is your silent armor. These people weren't chosen by chance. They were divinely placed in your life to remind you who you are when you forget. They reflect your light, your depth, and your sacred path forward. And yes, you've also faced the truth of the one who drains your spirit under the illusion of care. But now you are no longer blind to that energy. You see it, you feel it, and you are choosing to honor what you know. That choice alone is a return to power. Scorpio, your intuition is not something to second guess. It is the map that will always lead you back to alignment. As you move through the days ahead, I want you to listen closely, courageously, completely. Listen to how your body reacts in someone's presence. Listen to the dreams that wake you. Listen to the shivers, the resistance, the sudden knowing. That is your divine GPS. You are never meant to doubt your voice. You were meant to sharpen it until it became your sword. So move forward with clarity. Let go of what dims you. Trust who lights you. And above all, trust yourself. You are not just powerful. You are protected. You are guided. And you are ready. Before you leave this space, take a moment to honor what part of this message spoke directly to your soul. Let it settle. Let it rise. And if you felt seen, held, and understood here, don't walk away in silence. Subscribe not just to this channel, but to your higher truth. Because here at the Mystic Astrozen, you don't just receive messages. You remember who you are. And that, Scorpio, is the most sacred awakening of all.